Yeah, no, we're live.
No way.
Yeah, we're live.
Fix it.
Hi, guys.
We haven't been saying anything crazy.
Wait, for real?
No, we're totally live. Hey, guys.
How long have we been
I don't
live?
know how long we've been live for. Did you hear that? Welcome to another
Wow.
episode
Yikes.
of Mostly Peaceful
Oh,
Latinas.
shit. Hold on.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Introduce
Welcome
us.
to another episode of Mostly Peaceful Latinas. I'm your host, Bella.
And I'm your other host, Linda. And we are really excited to do this kind of last minute New Year's Eve special or end of year special. We are in a new studio, so we're just getting to know the place and getting things started. And we have two special guests who have been on our show before.
Everybody's favorite.
So everyone's favorites. You guys can post in the story now that we're live. You don't have to delete it again. You can just repost now. You can just repost.
We're live, baby.
for real.
Okay,
Hold on, let me post. So introduce yourself for the people that remember you and don't know you.
All right,
Wow.
for those that don't know who I am, my name is Josue. I run the pages at What Josue Has to Say.
Maybe
Talk about a
post
little
this
bit,
again.
cultural commentary, current event commentary, a little bit of comedy, self-development, un poquito de todo. So if you like these three unhinged individuals, you'll likely like this fourth unhinged individual.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
coalition.
There's a coalition.
Yeah.
Of 305 schizophrenics.
I am Marcos. I
No
go by
stranger to the
Caballo. I am a Miami comedian. I am the world's strongest comedian.
Oh wow. Also most censored. You should probably add
Also
that to your
most
resume.
censored, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Flanagan's wings are great again because of me.
Wow, are they?
Of course.
But what do you mean again? They've always been great. I
Those
never agree with you.
Wings
Wow.
are trash.
Never
And by the
agree
way,
with
I still don't like them. But they're
Damn.
crispy now because of me.
That's a bold.
So that you know, they have a fucking sign on their tables that says, "Fun fact: we don't have microwaves in our kitchen," and that is
No,
what it
thanks to
means.
you. Wow.
way.
100%. So if you like the fucking Flanagan's wings now, you have me to thank.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That explains why they've been overcooked the last couple of times that I've gone to the
Wow.
which has been problematic.
My
I
boy
sent them
out here
back
doing
once.
God's work.
I sent them back once because it was problematic.
Did they reach out to you? Did they give you any
Yeah,
incentive?
No, they would respond on
They wanted to
on
clarify.
comments and shit. But I mean, I did a video because that whole thing blew
Yeah.
up because I said on a podcast that I've heard that they have
I've heard.
microwaves or they microwave them before they send them out, and I believed it because those things are mushy as fuck. They
Yes.
never have chicharrón
Not in
on
a
them.
while, bro. They get
Bro,
it
I
in a
really
little
like
pinita
them.
like that, a little
That
bit, but
shit,
just enough.
they were trash. But then I had to make another video kind of saying, "Look, bro,
Embarajando un poco because you
Yeah.
spend a lot of time there.
Yeah.
exactly." I had to
Yeah.
put
You don't
it.
want to. You don't want to.
You're not trying
You don't
to
want to
beef
beef
with
with
the
the
Flanagan's,
Flanagan's, bro.
bro.
No, listen,
That's
Flanagan's.
I'm down to beef with
Yeah,
a lot of people.
I'm
Never
not down.
Flanagan's.
I have Twitter beefs daily.
Yeah.
Okay, I beef with everybody from the Aztecs, Black Twitter, White Twitter, KKK Twitter.
If
No,
you're
I
a
mean,
race,
lot
Linda
of
will be with
it.
you.
Yeah.
Fla-
Pretty much
Flanny's-
the whole world.
Flanny's helped
almost.
me through
Red
a
Pill
lot
Bro
of
Twitter.
degeneracy, so I have
Yeah.
respect for them and those stalls.
I know.
Spent a lot of time in those stalls.
I mean, personally,
We
I love
know.
the wings. Josue, what have you been up to?
Yo, hablando mierda, talking a little bit of shit here and there. I also get in my Twitter fights, not as often as Linda. Obviously, she holds the title for that.
90% of your Twitter fights are
But-
strays that you catch from being
For
friends with us.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Linda's
Straight
beefing
to
with
catch-
another nation every other week.
Every other week, bro. They
She
been
just
wanting
gets,
to.
she gets a
import me.
map and just like
Yeah.
throws her like a pin, and wherever the
Yeah.
pin lands, that's where
Yeah.
she decides.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It just
I'm gonna
whoever takes it on, it doesn't even matter. Today
Yeah.
I just decided for no reason at all.
Yeah.
What country are you beefing with now?
Well, right now I'm
You
beefing
said
with
Los
The
all
general
of MAGA,
population of Central
with
America.
mostly all of MAGA, the general population of Central America who, they didn't like a tweet that I said about Aztecs, and they took that very seriously. They didn't like that.
Yeah. That's like calling them tira flecha.
They're
Yeah.
really sensitive.
Yeah, they
And then she went on to say that that she only dated Cubans with
with
superior
white
genetics.
and
That really
I mean,
that,
is she wrong?
and that really pissed them the fuck off.
That one really
That's
did.
when I started catching strays.
Yeah.
You're lucky you didn't
Yeah.
get fucking
Yeah.
struck with an arrow.
Yeah. I mean,
Speaking
You're
of
in
fighting
Miami,
with
lucky.
MAGA, I learned a new term this week.
what was that? Tell us.
The woke MAGA or
Oh
woke
yeah,
right?
yeah,
What was it?
yeah,
Woke
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Which is like the
We've been actually
Puritans.
referring to them as the freak right for quite
yeah,
some time
for
because all they do
some
is scare the
time.
hoes away.
Yeah,
Who?
yeah.
The freak right So it's like the super Puritan, like right wing, where if you're wearing any of this, you're whore.
Yeah, they're
If
very.
you don't have 5
they hate
kids by the time that
everything.
you're 30, then
The
you're wasting your life
stereotypical
away.
conservative that people have always hated
Um,
since the beginning of time. Type
yeah.
shit.
The reason the Republican Party sucks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Basically.
Do I look at this
Which is-
camera? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically we beef with them a lot, because they feel like we don't belong. They don't want us to be part of their party, so they continuously say like, you're not a real conservative, and it's like, that's kind of the fucking point.
I think.
Well, you've never liked those people. You've always voted Republican, but you've always been like a libertarian,
100%.
right?
That's
So
exactly
what do you
But
call?
like,
Like, what do
literally
you?
always
what do you
voted
actually
Republican, I think, since
believe?
we were like 16.
I've always voted Republican, and
I can't go back.
I've always said this. I vote Republican, but I kind of live like a fucking
Yeah,
liberal.
well,
But I don't want a
their
liberal.
definitions.
You don't want
Yeah.
liberal politics, you just want social.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't want them in charge of fucking our fiscal policies and
Or foreign policy for that matter, probably.
Yeah, and it's all, to me, the left in that sense, it's all a sham. They use, that's how they pander to their people, that they're gonna help them, and then they just launder money instead of fucking help anybody. So,
Well,
but yeah, I've always
He's always been a Republican.
the fucking classic liberal. The right now holds many values that the classical liberal once upon a time used to hold, like less
Yeah.
government type shit. You would never think, and this is where we're at.
Yeah, there's been like an inversion.
There's
the
been an
people that
inversion,
are,
yeah, 100%.
Preaching on like the war are definitely people on the left.
We're on the upside down.
I don't know how the fuck we got to the point where Republicans are in charge of changing the health
And the
in this fucking country.
pharmaceuticals.
Oh, that's wild.
Republicans.
Yeah.
Like how
Yeah.
the fuck how
Yeah.
have things changed to a point? I remember
Yeah.
when I was growing up in my teens and my
Yeah.
early 20s, liberals were the
Yeah.
ones that it was like the rage against the machine. They didn't like
Yeah.
fucking
Right.
the government.
Yeah.
They thought the government, and all of a sudden it's turned into like they trust the government with all their hearts.
Yeah, you go to the rock concerts now, and you've got like the rock artists like standing like
Yeah.
against Trump. We stand with Ukraine.
Bro.
It's like, bro.
Yo, all the information that we have now post Corona.
But there's still people like really retarded on that subject. Like there's still like Corona Karens
Yeah,
Absolutely.
who like
Abs-
vaccinate and mask and like despite any
they're
evidence,
still pushing it. Like
Yeah.
if it, like
Yeah.
if they're still pushing
So-
it. Like the data
they're
isn't
still there.
Yeah.
that they, more than 10% of motherfuckers that got that shit have myocarditis or however the fuck
Carditis.
you say
Yeah,
carditis.
Yeah.
I like the first way better.
Yo, like I don't take any drug that is a 10% chance I'm gonna get something. Get the fuck out of here. How are you? I don't know.
And it is because
They're
it was
still vaccinated
always
right now.
historically it was always like the
There's
granola type
commercials everywhere.
liberals that were anti.
Anti-vax.
It's crazy how the fucking tables have turned. But listen, there's commercials out there for fucking the vax.
Does commercials on the box?
Tons. There's tons of fucking propaganda on it. They're even selling they're selling medicine now that you take it. It's like, I don't know, I guess like a different form of vax, but it's oral pill form.
Really?
Bro.
Yeah,
I'm
it
telling
wasn't. I think Putin had one that was like up the nose too.
Oh yeah,
they
did
said it
have
was like
something
a
that
lot
that was up the
safer.
nose.
Yeah.
Do you when you're out there talking to like regular people and maybe are not like our entire personality is this, right? But like when you're talking to regular people, have you
Yeah,
noticed
you have
like, a
more
shift?
normies.
Have you noticed a shift in like the conversations that you're having with like otherwise normie people? Because you were one of these people that like I remember like Obama era, you going band for band with anybody. You just
But
didn't
Obama
care.
era, the Republicans weren't as hated as the MAGA era.
No,
The real hate for
well,
Republicans
100%.
started
but
in
it was
2016.
Yeah,
it was
sure.
still one of those
when
things
we
where
shattered their
Yeah,
fucking dream.
like
Yeah.
nobody ever thought that Mitt Romney's supporters were Nazis.
But it was
Like,
also it's
You know what I mean?
more to illustrate just where it is that he's been for quite
Yeah.
some time, which at that time he was like
Yeah.
quite literally the only person probably in his circle of friends, maybe with one other person that
that
was
was like
pro-Republican.
Yeah.
So you've been getting the pushback of this since way before Trump. Have you noticed a difference when you're kind of like looking at the interactions that you have now with people? Do you notice that people are more right-leaning
Yep.
or
I think that even though they pretend like this is the end of the world for them, that they know what the fucking truth is. And I think that they understand how fucking ridiculous it was that we were parading around that vegetable for 4 fucking years, acting like he's even alive.
Up to the
Real,
very
talking
last
cabbage.
minute before he dropped out, they said he was in perfect condition.
Yeah,
Listen,
They literally
if-
said that.
If
They
it
said
wasn't
he was
for,
in
if it
perfect
wasn't for that
condition.
debate,
Yeah.
if he let's say he doesn't do a debate, he runs for president again
100%.
because nobody would have ever seen his fucking
But
condition.
he didn't want to drop out.
Deterioration, just
They
how bad
forced
it
him
was.
out.
Yeah.
He didn't want to drop out.
No, that was a coup, bro.
100%.
Yeah,
That was a coup.
100%.
That was a coup. And listen, another thing is, I want to bring this point up to you guys. What ended up fucking the Democratic Party is their own DEI shit.
Absolutely.
Because listen to me, the reason that they had to pick the only person in the country that polled worse than Biden,
La Sanosa esa, yeah.
the only person that polled worse than Biden in the country favorably was her.
Yeah.
And the reason that they had the only replacement that they had was such a bad pick, and it's because how are you gonna pass up black
female
vice president
That's
for what, another white man?
Yep.
So basically they ended up having to choose her.
They were forced to live by the sword and die by the sword.
Forced. Can you imagine the uproar in that fucking party from the black people? Hey, hold up, this bitch is right there,
bro.
We're doing DEI all across the country. and it's crazy how they fucking made it seem like it was neck and neck. They were neck and neck.
She was
the
symbolic.
whole time.
I mean, she did get a lot of votes.
She was
She got a
symbolic
lot of
for how
votes.
disconnected the Democratic Party has become from the public. Like their main campaign was DEI, the they them pronouns, the equality, the woman shit, like all of these social issues that, guess what? We're in a current state where the regular fucking American doesn't give a fuck about they thems.
No.
They care about if they can put food on the table, right? The Trump campaign specialized on that shit.
Yeah.
While the disconnected Democratic Party, the quote unquote party of the people, we're talking about fucking social issues. Hey, guess what? Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If I'm worried about food, I don't give a fuck about social fucking issues.
Hey, but it was beautiful to watch.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
To watch.
Beautiful.
We were there.
It was fucking
I cried
We were
again,
there.
dog. Tears.
It was
We
fortunate.
witnessed it.
Them
When
at the
we
end,
won, when we
When
were
we
there,
won, we were there.
that was
Yeah.
the story.
Yeah.
when we fucking at the end when they were running ads trying to target real men, like gritty men. Did you see that shit?
Yeah, bro.
Like, they go and they hire
Yeah, bro.
5 gay guys
They
to
did.
play
They did.
gritty straight men.
They did. They did.
And you're watching this. I'm thinking, yo, this is a
They're
big,
so
this is a
great.
fucking sketch.
Oh, you don't remember in 2020 when they got Lady Gaga with a Bud Light can to like chug a Bud Light can and like run it down, get out and vote. It's like they think it's like a caricature. Like
Bro.
their patriotism is a caricature.
They're
I think-
so cringe.
I think when I saw, like, I knew it was in the bag when I saw Meg Thee Stallion out there in that performance.
Host for Harris.
And I'm just like, yo, these people are just so fake. No one gives a fuck about
Do you think
this.
like that was the moment?
What? Nah, I don't think that was a moment.
There was
I think
many
she
moments.
never had a chance ever to
Yeah.
begin with, ever. Again, she was the only person in the country that pulled worse than Biden. She never had a shot.
1%. She got 1% of the vote during 2020 in the part. Like she was polling
She
on
came,
like 1%.
came in 9th out of 10.
Yeah.
Her.
Yeah.
She's
I
not
mean,
They're
liked
still
her.
pushing her.
Nobody
They're
liked
still
her.
pushing
They're
her for
still pushing her.
2028, and they're trying to push her for governor of
For governor of
California in
California.
2026.
You know, she's a great puppet for that. She's a great
But
puppet.
she probably can win the California.
Well, because they've
governor
already
race.
pumped so
I
much
think
money
so.
into the name recognition in the presidential campaign that she probably does have somewhat of a shot.
Yeah, but that's because I would imagine they want her governor because they're going to push for Newsom to be president.
Yeah, Newsom. I think that Newsom's going to be who ends up running in
Without a
2028 without a doubt.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that part of the reason why clearly the debate was like that moment where they couldn't hide it anymore. So I think that they were really forced to, like, their hand showed and they were forced to switch him out. And there was a lot of speculation at that time that it was going to be Newsom, but I thought, like, there's no way because they're going to give Newsom a proper campaign.
Yeah.
They're not going to put him in 3 months to set him up. Like, he's a good candidate.
Yeah.
He's a good candidate for them to run. So I knew that they were going to give him. I'm convinced that he's going to run in 2026. And that's, which also, another observation that I've led, because I felt already like he was going to be the one that was going to be the nomination, but then JD Vance's pick made a lot of sense because they can both run on youth. They can both, they can't run and say, oh, well, you're old.
You're older.
It prevents them having to run on one saying, I'm young and you're not. They're both young.
Yeah.
And now it's really going to be like a battle of the
classes, which we're seeing it right now.
We are seeing
the
it right
war
now,
with
actually.
MAGA on Twitter, which we can go over, is actually a war on class.
Correct.
More than anything
You know,
else. It's
because when you end up looking at we'll get to the MAGA thing now, but it is going to be because how did Newsom grow up? He grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth,
California boy,
California, everything. And how did Vance grow up?
Drug addict
in
mom.
Appalachian Mountains. It's the complete opposite of it. So I really, and then we're kind of seeing it in the conversations that we're having right now, right? So one of the trending conversations right now taking over Twitter live is that the H-1B visas and immigrants that are being brought over here for high skilled labor, particularly like in the tech industry. And there's a lot of conversations over, our American jobs being taken or whatnot. And the conversation is basically focused about that. But what's becoming very clear is that there's like a split of, which is something that America hasn't really ever experienced. That's something that you normally see in like South American countries, in Asian countries, which is that classism is probably the biggest divider of the general population. We don't normally see that here. And I think we're seeing that now for the first time, where
it's a class war between the working class MAGA and tech bros who joined the MAGA coalition when Vivek Ramaswamy, Elon Musk, and like the new faces of MAGA started joining in. And so what's happened, like when you think of the like, we obviously voted Trump, but we are the minorities in the voting block. So Trump won the majority of the white uneducated vote for men, right? So these are men that go into other fields. They could go into the oil field. They could be,
not
plumbers. They're not college educated. And then the very small coalition of tech bros that joins the Trump coalition did so mostly also because of JD Vance. JD Vance is like a Peter Thiel, like he comes from like Silicon Valley type of situation. And so what's happening is that the MAGA base, there was a post that went viral from Laura Loomer where she was talking about this person, this Indian that has been selected as Trump's or appointed as Trump's advisor for AI, right? So these are like, remember, the world is advancing quite rapidly, especially on tech. So we have to also think of like innovation and technology and compete with China, etc. This guy had a tweet that said something like, we need to expand the H-1B, like an old tweet that somebody found and it was made into a big deal. And this is Trump's Indian friend. They want to bring the Indians over and Indian takeover and blah, blah, blah. And then they get into the conversation of the H-1B visa. It's corrupt and, it's bringing in slave labor, like cheap labor, all these things. Some stuff really misconstrued. Some stuff, it's like genuine concern for like exploitation of the visa. The worst visa that's exploited is the tourists, because you can get one, stay here, and like, who's going to kick you out?
The student visas.
The student visas as well. Yep. But working class MAGA doesn't go for these jobs. Working class MAGA is being told that they're better getting a trade job, like an electrician, like a plumber, like whatever vocational,
a lot of trade
and they
jobs.
Can make really good money and have a great life, which it can, and it's great.
Not millionaires,
But they're not going to be working in Silicon Valley, making any, tech. And so they resent the tech bros, but they're also saying like they're taking our jobs. Like these are white men are being discriminated. And we're like, bro, white men are not going for these jobs.
Yeah,
white men are not, they don't want to go to STEM. They don't want to graduate from STEM jobs.
Also, no one's bringing in fucking plumbers from India.
Right.
Like, that's another
number one. No one. These white men.
There was
majority
one
they didn't
brought
go
in from India with the H. That's
really?
The thing. Well, because here's the thing. Like any other program, and we all agree that there's issues with our immigration program.
Yeah.
So
and all visas are.
Is the program exploitable? Yes, it is. It is exploitable. You could exploit it. So the idea is, can we reform the program?
Yeah.
But it's a separate reality. Let's say you got rid of the program tomorrow.
Right.
No more H-1B visas. No more.
You got it. No more Indians are gonna come.
We have a problem in this country, which is that the labor force, particularly as it comes to tech-related jobs, particularly in STEM, are growing significantly faster than what we're producing graduates that are interested in pursuing a job. So it's just a numbers game.
Right.
You have 1 million jobs and only 500K people that want to be STEM people. You're going to have 500K jobs that are open. Yep. So how do you fill that gap? Now, yes, there should be initiatives to get Americans to pursue these degrees.
Yes.
And that's
we would rather communicate with an American. Like most people, most companies, unless it's like, and you know, in general, are gonna want to work with an American, somebody that there's no English barrier, right? Like this, they don't want to spend more money, and it costs them more money because they have to pay a fee and they have to bring people here, they have to fly them, etc. Like relocate them. Like this all costs money, which the company has to absorb. It would be way easier to hire you or any of us. Then there's also the cultural conversation, which a lot of the right has gone into like we want to live like pilgrims. Like we want to live like pilgrims, right? So they've gotten like some stuff is good, like into raw milk, which, you know, you live in Miami, so you're not trying to live like a pilgrim, but like raw milk is a thing, like tallow for skincare. You know, they want to grow their own food, which is also a good thing. All of these things are good. But at the end of the day, like, what is the next generation that you are going to raise? Because if you're just going to raise farmers and electricians and plumbers, again, great. You can even become a millionaire by having a electrician company, whatever it may be, a farmer. But then who's going to get the tech jobs? If you're not going to do it, and the majority is white people in this country still, and then think about it, most of these jobs are located where? California, Seattle, right? That's the Amazon headquarters. California, Silicon Valley. You have Austin as well. Like you could go to Oracle if you want in Austin in certain, like, you know, or you can go to New York. All cities where conservatives are telling you to leave the cities and blue states and go to red states and go live in the middle of nowhere and be self-sufficient, and women shouldn't work. So then you're also removing this, whether you agree or not that women should be working, that's a different conversation. But the reality is that they're still part of the workforce. So it's a little bit of an ass. It's a little bit, yeah. So the thing is, well, like, I mean, Denver too. That's right. Denver is like another place where there's like a lot of like little tech, you know, all cities that the liberal conservatives hate. Right. So there's 1,200 jobs right now on TikTok of 2,500. 2,500 open jobs on TikTok that you can go apply for. Like, oh, they're not all available. There are some just to scout the market. Okay, half. Great. It's not 25. It's, 1,250. Oh, it's a third of that. Okay, fine. Only 500 of them are open. But are you willing to relocate? Like, if you were in dire of a job, if you're saying that, you're being so discriminated against for you being white and they're replacing you, then you wouldn't care. You would take over the industry, but they don't want to. Mm-hmm. So we're in a conundrum of like, what are we supposed to do? You know what I mean?
I don't understand how they expect to survive once fucking automation hits, because the majority of those jobs.
Well, I mean, automation there's always going to have to be a live person behind the automation. The automation doesn't just happen.
Yeah, but that's why you got to jump into tech.
You do reduce it. It continues to other avenues of tech. There's always growth. And that's exactly what the problem is, which is how do you continue to innovate? It's like math and science are not, and this is another thing around this conversation, that it's very different. Math and science help you be leaders as a nation. You cannot fall back on math and science. And as far back as you could remember, American excellence has been highlighted by our ability to be innovative. Mm-hmm. When we reinvented the change of how we created factories, when we invented electricity, when the million things that have happened in the U.S. got to the moon first, or did we? Whatever it may be. Or did we?
Did we?
Whatever it is, you excel by innovation. It's the same thing as having a strong military. It's the same thing as having a strong economy. You need to be able to have a future to be able to build on innovation when it comes to science and math. And we just haven't been prioritizing that as a nation. So then the only way to fix that is, how do you have leadership come in that says, no, how do we incentivize people to pursue these in high demand careers, as opposed to becoming a finance bro, which is what everybody else wants to do, rightfully so. Yeah.
And that's well mentioning that. Have you guys seen a statistic that the majority of children in high school right now
can read?
No, that's a whole different issue. But the majority of them want to ask what they want to do. Yeah.
They want to be streamers.
They want to be a fucking influencer.
Yeah. Shut up, for real.
Influencers and streamers.
That's the highest desired job.
Yeah.
By kids coming out of high school.
So then what happened? We talk a lot about these STEM jobs, right? Because even let's say you get a STEM job and you go work for SpaceX or for Tesla, that's pretty fucking cool. But it's not cool when you go work for Manolito's healthcare insurance company,
I am in Doral, Florida.
HVAC de Doral, you know, like an engineer. Like then it stops losing the glamour factor. So then there's a lot of people who don't want to pursue the degree, not because of the money, but because it's not glamorous.
Yeah.
It's not glamorous. It's not enough money where I feel like I'm a millionaire on top of the world like I could be if I pursue finance and business, like so many people do. Not to mention the bullshit degrees.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's, you know what, it's actually, we were going to start in January.
Yeah.
I say that we start in December and move our way back all the way until, and then our
No, let's just go back. Let's just go back.
I want our grand finale. No, I want our grand finale to be that. Yeah, I want that to be our grand finale.
All right, fine.
Okay. All
right, so the idea.
I know the grand finale.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
You convinced me. You've convinced me.
So let's go over a few of the super chats.
Start from the very beginning,
so that I can acknowledge everybody. So Emery, our girl, she says, "I've missed y'all. So sad I didn't see Linda at AmFest, but next Turning Point conference we will definitely.
I was
connect.
so sick.
So happy we were all that we are all part of saving the Republic." I didn't realize that she was at AmFest and you didn't get to see her.
I didn't know you were at AmFest. If not, I would have seen you for sure. I had no idea.
Jojo sent us a sticker and he says, "Caballo, where's your beaky, bro? Oh, your BC.
What is that?
Where's your BC?
Oh shit! You want to quickly explain your beef with the bicicleteros so they understand, because it's so funny.
Bro, to make a long story short, I had some dude. You know, I get threatened by these motherfuckers all the time. So I really know. I don't see nothing to it. They all weigh $150. Ain't gonna do shit to me. Mm-hmm. But this motherfucker in particular started sending me screenshots of like my address and saying he was gonna show up to my crib. And you know, once you mess with my family, that kind of
yeah, it's hitting below the belt. Yeah.
So I fucking reported him, and within 3 hours, they hit Buddy with 3 fucking felonies. And then the best part about it is that when they arrested him riding his fucking bike in the middle of the Recinque. Like
poetic justice.
Not only did I fucking do justice, I fucking put a cyclist behind bars.
That's crazy, bro. That beef was crazy.
What a trophy, bro.
Eliminating the Recinque.
No,
that's crazy.
Full circle.
Our stalkers should take notes. That things are changing in Miami.
Things are changing.
Yeah,
the sheriff is ours now. The sheriff, look, it's ours now. One of us. I'm not a beef with the Indians. I want Kash Patel to show up at your door.
Absolutely.
Like this. And the last thing you see is that face of Kash Patel with the crazy Indian eyes.
Crazy eyes.
That's what I want my enemies to see.
Well, he's a real Indian.
Oh no, he's a Patel.
All right. So it's a sticker from Erica, who sent us a super sticker. Erica, it's so good to see you in the chat. Thank you. Reina, our girl. Lady, so good to see you online tonight. Not sure if you're going to the Trump inauguration. If you are going, stay safe. I am going, and I'm so excited. Reina, we will actually be out there. I would tell you, call us. We'll see what we can do, but we're actually pretty busy while we're out there. But we will be at the inauguration.
Dope.
You know, to do our little thing out there. It's only proper. Our boy Charlie coming through with a super sticker.
Oh, Charlie, thank you for coming. He's from TikTok. From X.
J&G Import says, "I love your podcast, The Voices of Miami. You guys are the reason that Miami voted red." Yes, very humbly.
That's very true.
Yes,
that's very true.
Very true.
Very true.
True. And thank you. Oh, our boy David Berg coming through, keeping the lights at MPO alive. David comes through. Thank you, David.
Thank you, David. You're the best.
"Welcome back, ladies. Well put, Linda. I sold a software company in 2018 and heavily relied on foreigners to fill jobs I was literally unable to fill by Americans. I'm totally for hiring Americans first or Americans only when possible, but in some fields, it simply isn't possible."
You heard it from the man first.
From a man who sold a software company, not from Groiper Jesus 372 on the internet.
Hold on, because today I read somebody was like complaining about their friend being banned by Elon. Like, Elon, is this really a free, whatever speech site? And it's like, we ban like your account, and it goes foreskin Groiper. Imagine these people have to read. Like, the ex people are like, fuck, man. Foreskin Groiper, like 120 or something. I'm like, oh my God. Foreskin Grippers crazy.
And then KS says, Feliz Navidad y Feliz Año Nuevo. Social issue has an attraction when you are living check to paycheck to paycheck.
That's true.
That is true. That is true.
That is true.
And then Boxing wants to know, why do they call him El Caballo?
Oh my God. Did you really have to ask?
Do you really want to know?
I can whip it out on the table, but then we get tense.
We like to keep our show.
No. Well, you know, just tell them around the sides. What I see, what I see.
The idea was to go over some of the highlights of the last year per month. So, you know, logically, MAGA turning on the tech bros to help us win the election was a significant one for December.
Yeah.
And in November, we saved America.
We
saved
did.
Fucking America.
We did. We saved
in November,
America.
we saved America. What were you doing on election night?
Oh, I was at the house with the family, bro. We were there like it was a football game. Fuck yeah, dog. Like that shit was so
Bizarre.
poetic, bro.
Yeah,
like,
poetic. Really.
It really was.
And it happened. It all happened the right way, dog.
It did.
It all happened the right way because now he's able to govern with a little more authority. You get what I'm saying? As opposed to going in there not having all branches in his favor, and he wasn't gonna be able to do shit anyway.
It almost worked out, the way that it was supposed to. Because had he gotten that second term right after that Biden got
4 more years of impeachment, 4 more years of and now it makes them look. Now they look extra stupid, bro.
100%.
Now
it's exposed so much.
Well, now the problem is that what they've done is that they've set the precedents, right? So what I'm hoping for is balls to the wall. Like we had to watch his house get raided, the mugshot, the witch hunt, the trials. Like just the American psyche and how affected it was by the visuals of the raid at Mar-a-Lago. And when we got the news,
Melania's plaza
they had a
was
kill
raided.
order. If something was to go and they could have shot someone, they could. That's crazy. They went through Melania's underwear drawer. That is wild.
Yeah,
you understand?
Through bear and stuff.
The fact that we had to deal. I mean, granted, we're all crazy as hell. So what did we do? We slapped it on a T-shirt and we called it fun.
Yeah,
but we had to watch the mugshot of that president. That was wild.
Crazy. And then they try to kill him.
Assassinations.
And then they try to kill him.
And then that.
And then they try to kill him.
Yo, and
that was insane.
And they didn't talk about it past 2 days, bro.
No.
2 days. It was out of the fucking news cycle, and it was back to the bullshit.
And they spent 2 days trying to claim, putting doubt around it that it wasn't even real, calling it that it was glass fragments that had cut his ear.
Bunch of sandy hookers.
There was a publication that didn't even address the assassination. Like the headline was attack at Trump, like some shit, like downplaying that it was an assassination.
It was even an assassination attempt.
What?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't hate the media enough.
We don't hate them enough, bro.
We don't hate the media enough. But you know what? Actually, speaking about that and speaking about the win, I think that something really interesting happened, which was the podcast circuit that Trump did prior to the election. I don't think that had ever been done before.
All because of Barron.
Yeah.
All because of Barron. But I really feel it was all Barron's idea.
So Barron, obviously being a Gen Z and being on Twitter, on TikTok all the time, started telling his dad, like, Dad, you should go on this podcast. Theo Vaughn. Dad, you should go on PVD. Patrick Brett David. Dad, you should go on Joe Rogan, etc. So he was like advising his dad when it came to the social media aspect.
Because that's how you connect with the youth.
Yeah. So there's this one story of these 2 Trump advisors, this guy, Alex Brusiewicz, and I forgot the girl's name. And they pretty much pitched, or Susie Wiles, who was his campaign manager, tasked them to and said, hey, you know, I want you guys to focus on like the bro podcast, like whatever. So they called Trump. Trump's golfing, pitch it to them. And then Trump is like, did you talk to Barron about this? And they're like, no. And they're like, okay, we'll talk to Barron about it and then like see what he says. So then Trump was like sending the advisors to go through Barron to get the clearance to go back, huh?
You think they're grooming him?
Yeah, absolutely. Probably, I don't think that it's so much a grooming. I think that there's a genuine interest from him to pursue that.
Oh, wait,
Barron.
Barron.
Politics.
Yeah, Barron. Yeah, I think so.
That
he's probably the most polished. He's probably seen so much already, you know?
Yeah.
Well, think about it. He's been raised in there. He's raised in the White House.
He's seen everything that his dad has.
I cannot believe how tall that motherfucker is.
Oh, because he's a
We did it. We did it, Joe.
Unbelievable, these 2.
It was, listen, we were going to drop it one way or another. We were going to drop it one way or it. Logically, because he's a Palladian. Logically, 6'9".
His mom.
That's crazy,
His mom.
bro. Yo, 6'9" is crazy.
No, 6'9"?
dog.
6'9".
Yep.
Oh, that's right. 6'9". 6'9".
He's taller than
Yeah.
LeBron.
He's 6'9".
Yeah. 6'9".
bro.
You're absolutely right.
It's
You're
crazy.
absolutely
Like,
right.
I don't even know how you get
Look
to
at this guy.
genetics, but like, imagine being Donald Trump, who's so obsessed with genetics, and then your son is 6'9".
Yeah.
He's like, yes.
And like,
the
and
ultimate-
build, and
the
build
ultimate-
like a Greek god.
That's like me.
With the bone
With the
structure of a
fucking
Greek
nose
god.
and the- yeah.
The bone
Yeah.
structure of a Greek god.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
All the Twitter bros like compare him to like those Greek statues and shit. And it's like the same fucking side profile.
Oh
type
my
shit.
god, I just know that makes him so
Yeah,
happy, man.
100%.
Did you
I
guys
think
think
so.
that we were gonna win on election night? Because we did. I did.
I was
I thought
was-
there was gonna
yeah.
be some shit going on.
I was
I knew it.
I
absolutely
wasn't sure. I just didn't want
I
to
knew
catch
it.
my.
what when I figured out that Trump had hired the 250,000 poll workers
Mhm.
and that he had the preemptive, the 500 lawyers
Yeah.
on point ready. When I knew that, because that's the only thing that had me worried that they were going to be
That
able
you
to
weren't
fucking
prepared for the cheating once
for the
again.
cheating again, and I always held Trump, accountable for that. Like he didn't see it coming.
Yeah. No.
And when I figured,
100%.
and when I figured out that he
Yeah.
was actually working towards this, I knew it was in the bag 100% because I could tell from the vibe on the street, bro. Just on Instagram alone,
Yeah.
the vibe in the black
The vibe.
community,
The vibe. The
Oh,
vibe.
yeah.
The vibe. Yeah.
Bro,
The black-
every-
TikTok was even better. TikTok was
Every-
even better.
Oh,
everybody
And
was
the
on
kids with
TikTok was
TikTok.
even better.
It was amazing. It was such an amazing thing to see. You know what it is?
TikTok was even better.
And
Yeah.
then again, another reason that they look just so stupid, and it's almost like Trump has free reign now. Can you imagine that your whole entire motherfucking campaign is he's a racist, Nazi,
Mhm.
rapist, and
We're like, yes.
he doubles the fucking
And he
minority
doubled
vote.
it. And everybody's
Oh,
like,
minority vote.
And everybody's like, yes.
What an FU, bro.
Before
Like, what a
before the
fucking
election,
FU.
I was like, I'm counting on the Latino man misogyny.
Misogyny.
I'm counting on Latino misogyny to save the
And then-
election.
and
And
then-
we did.
And look,
And we did.
and then
they came through.
the fucking balls to
Yeah.
suggest that, like, to hold us morally accountable because he's a felon.
Oh, I don't give a
Oh, a fucking felon.
Oh,
that
felon.
made people want to vote for him even more.
fuck.
100%.
You out of all people.
Motherfucker, dog, like, how are you gonna come at us? And something that you perpetuated. Like, if we're stupid enough that we didn't see that this was
they
a
were-
fucking, freight.
Well,
it was
that
freight.
flipped a lot of people. Once that persecution started, a lot of people
It did.
saw right through
Yeah,
it.
there was a lot of
And they were
people
like,
that
you know
were
what?
undecided.
I have to vote for this guy. And then the assassination was like another fucking
Well, because
like.
they never recovered from the assassination.
They
attempt,
never
and
did.
That was the reality.
They never
Yeah.
did. They got
I
kind of
remember,
fucked.
like, we're jumping to July, but that's fine. We can jump
No.
to July.
I don't know. You gotta regress.
In fairness, a lot happened in July. We can choose something else and not make it the assassination. But we knew the minute that that image came up, you just knew. You're like, he won. There's no coming back from this. There's no coming back from this.
Fuck, it's so crazy.
That we had to watch that. No,
It's
what's
so
crazy?
this
You know
whole thing
what's
happened,
crazy?
like-
And I don't know. Can somebody confirm for me?
We
in
had
the
just
chat?
been to that rally. So
I've
the Miami
heard
rally happened like
that-
6 days before that.
and I tried watching rallies after that, and it seems like it's true that CNN hadn't hosted any of these rallies until that
Oh,
Butler,
yes.
Pennsylvania
Yes.
rally.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy and sick, because then it makes you think, like, bro, like, how badly did they want to mess with the psyche of America that they wanted that visual again, right?
It's crazy.
We already had to go through that once.
Yeah.
Watching that
Yeah.
happen to one of our presidents, to have they would have blown his head off in the middle.
100%.
They wanted
we
us to
would've
see it.
had
That's what
to
they wanted.
watch that happen. Like,
They
it wasn't
wanted
enough for it to happen. We had to watch it happen.
And
That
it was
was
definitely in the know, because all these like companies were like, what was that company that sold a bunch of Donald Trump stock the day
BlackRock,
before?
no?
It was BlackRock was one of their holders or something like that, but it was some
Yeah.
company out of Austin. So this was behind the scenes. People knew this was fucking gonna go on. Like, let's not pretend this was a lone shooter. This fucking guy with no fucking like internet trail and all that shit. Like, this kid was a hire to some degree.
And then he has. That's the day he happens to have 3 tortilleras on his fucking security detail.
What are you talking about? Oh, the.
What
What are you talking about?
Explícame
And the
tú.
incompetent, the
Like, just
incompetent
to
Secret Service.
fucking-
Oh,
Prove it.
like I was
Prove
like,
it.
who are the three tortilleras?
Yeah, remember that?
The women, yes, I get it.
I was-
She couldn't.
And they're also very short. Like, Trump is a very tall guy.
What the fuck? There's no reason in the planet.
But at
Let me go
Mar-a-Lago,
fucking
yeah,
full
we have
misogyny here. There's no reason in the
seen women.
planet.
We have seen women.
No,
at
there's
Mar-a-Lago.
no- there's
There's
no
no
reason.
reason in
there's
the
no
planet
reason.
No,
why
there's no
a
reason.
woman should be in that position.
There's an
if there's
echo?
an able
I don't know. There's
I
an
agree.
echo.
Ask the followers if there's an echo on the
I
chat.
have no idea. Is there
It's
an
okay.
echo?
No.
He's working on it now. No, I agree with you 1000%. There's no reason why there should have been women on that detail. I mean, and I felt incredibly bad for them because they just get appointed to that. But you know what was really eye-opening for me? When Carlos Jimenez went back to Butler, Pennsylvania, and he was
a good Jimenez moment. Shout out to Carlos Jimenez.
I entered my Carlos Jimenez era in 2024.
So annoying, bro.
Willingly. I did. That was a moment for me. He went to Butler, Pennsylvania the week after the assassination attempt happened, and he went into the room where the Secret Service was at. And the Secret Service had a window that overlooked the rooftop where the guy was at, laying down with a gun, feet away, yards away from President Trump. So like, you're watching it's literally not like over. No, like you can jump outside of the window onto the roof.
I posted it on my Instagram actually.
How do you explain that to me? You didn't see him? You didn't see him? That's probably one of the things that I look forward to. I know that there's a lot of people that want like vindication for like Fast and Furious and the withdrawal from Afghanistan, all things that are incredibly important and relevant. But like my thing is I really want to know the details of that assassination attempt because I feel that like somebody who's been slandered as a conspiracy theorist and lost credibility as a result of it, I feel that they're
as a political prisoner
of meta
current.
It happened once already, and I'm a firm believer of that. And I think that there was a giant campaign to create the term conspiracy theories in order to discredit people 100%. That saw what had happened to Kennedy and started asking questions. And a result of where it is that we're at right now on the general distrust that exists for the government right now, I think it's a result of like how many lies can you stack on top of lies where you're pissing on my back, you're telling me it's raining, and I'll see with my two eyeballs that something else is going on, right?
I have eyeballs. I
have two eyeballs.
I have eyeballs.
So I'm very curious to see the results of that investigation that seems to have gone nowhere because nobody's
gonna go nowhere
right now.
Probably not. Well, that's right.
Now it's gonna go somewhere, but it hasn't. The fact that they haven't done anything, that we haven't gotten names, we haven't gotten answers, we don't know about anybody that got fired.
And listen, bro, I want all the revenge.
Yeah,
I want all of it.
Revenge.
I want gulags and the whole thing.
I want it all, bro.
I'm ready to be a gulag general. If I have to serve my country, I will sacrifice that. I will be the first person.
That would be with the tally bros on the rollerblades.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We get Corbin on the gulags real quick. He'll be the first one.
Quiet.
Going back to November, the election. What is insane to me is the immediate culture shift, specifically from corporate America once Trump got
like almost immediately, right?
Walmart dropping DI hires, Disney removing all the trans shit from their upcoming movies, like all these corporations immediately. The cultural
but they weren't
shift
like that.
Well, not just that. Our local enemies have done it as well. Our local enemies. Yeah. Oh no, the first thing was, the one lady that used to fight with us all the time. I'm not gonna mention her name because she hasn't followed us.
The one that threatened me.
The one that threatened you. She used to have her little tranny and her little gay flag. And the day we got it, it's like, keep on going. The day she was fighting with us, it's like, what you don't realize is that every last one of us is a former Democrat. But keep going. Because what you're only going to continue to prove is that you're never going to win an election again because you're not going to win us by doubling and tripling down on the tranny thing and telling us that there's something
100%.
wrong with us. She took out the flag the next day.
100%.
Hey, but look,
that's right.
Wait, let me finish that. The crazy part is that we don't really realize the fork in the road that we fucking avoided. Yeah. Because had Kamala Harris won, the woke shit would have doubled. They would have doubled down on it. This was such a huge thing for the next 4 years. Like culturally, we're not going to see the fucking woke shit anywhere.
Well, today, Costco doubled down, by the way. Costco said that they're not going to get rid of their DI program.
Really?
So they're going to keep
Well, there's always one retard.
But
listen,
Jaguar,
the reason that you're seeing that is because, and that's what makes it more evident, that the whole thing, all these movements are just money machines.
100%
for the liberals.
They are.
And that's why the second that he's coming, no, we're not going to do this shit. There's no reason to do it. Because the only reason they were doing it is because they were getting incentives.
100%.
You get what I'm saying?
Look at Zuckerberg.
It goes to show you how fucking stupid it was to begin with. The second it's done, the second the money's not coming in, they stop it.
Unless it's not, you can't capitalize off it.
Zuckerberg wants to repair his relationship with conservatives, he said. So he has hired this PR agency that works with conservatives so that he can get back in with conservatives and get like reporters that have been banned and, you know, people like her that can be on the app to go back, which is
my man took up
hey,
MMA.
big head.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He took up MMA
Hey,
and
big
manned up.
head.
Yeah.
So,
So,
Hey, lizard man. Hey, big
I
head.
guarantee
I'm
you-
sorry I
guarantee
called
you-
you a lizard.
I could almost guarantee you that
oh,
shit
AOC
came
removed her.
when he took up on
pronouns.
Her
MMA.
pronouns.
100%.
When you're around that culture of
100%.
people,
Yeah.
you start realizing
testosterone
how
starts fucking pumping, bro.
Bitch made you fucking are.
Well, look
Yeah.
at him now. He's had his like fuckboy glow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
he
I'm
blew
talking
up.
about.
He's got the
Glow.
broccoli head. He's got the Cuban link. He's got the fucking fitted black tee. You know,
Trying to fight Elon.
trying to fight
He's
Elon.
trying to fight
I'm
Elon.
there for that. I love Elon. I'm gonna
What
fight
do
for
you think
Elon
about
now.
Elon? I'm a
I
fan
love
of.
Elon, bro.
Yeah?
I'm a major Elon fan. Like,
You are? Are you a Tesla owner?
No.
Okay, good.
But I'll definitely
I
get
like
Neuralink.
Elon, but
I'll get
Yeah.
Neuralink 2.0.
You get the Neuralink 2.0?
I'll get the 2.0.
Damn.
for what? To do what?
Neuralink.
Yeah, but for what?
Pay for shit,
Just to
open
be-
doors.
No,
to
but
be a
that's
fucking-
but the Neuralink is really being tested for people that have like disabilities and shit. No, is it for anything?
Yeah,
So-
you can have it for
But
anything.
Yeah?
It's just a
but
chip.
the
Yeah.
ultimate goal now, that's what's being used for first.
Uh-huh.
But the ultimate goal is that you can basically, you're online at all times right here. You
Really? Oh,
you
that's
can
horrible.
you can think
Yeah.
it, you can Google it right in your mind.
Fucking, what is this show called?
Wow.
You have Google.
I
Your mind is
don't
Google
want
now.
to do that.
Oh, they're wanting advertisements
No.
while you're dreaming.
No, I'm not gonna do that
No, I'm
because
not
that's
gonna do
exactly
that.
what will come next. I mean, I'm not
I'm
down
not
with the
gonna do it.
Neuralink, but I'm down with a little
Neuralink
Starlink in the
record.
house
Can you
to get a
imagine
little
Neuralink
long
record
Wi-Fi
and
and
everything you look
password and free internet.
I'm down to do a Starlink.
I'm down for a
I'll
little
get-
Starlink.
If he makes a phone, I would buy it immediately.
Isn't he
Oh, a
trying to come
phone.
out with a phone?
He
Yeah,
says he's gonna
it's
do
trying.
email next. He's gonna have like a Google, like his own Gmail.
I
Really?
want to have Elon money.
Yeah.
I want
X
to
is
have
gonna
Elon
have-
money.
X is gonna have
The other
email
day,
now.
somebody accused him of being corrupt, and they're like, "Oh, you're bought by so and so," and then his like response was like,
Or you
"Fucking,
can't afford me.
you
or
can
whatever.
who affords me? Who the fuck can afford me? Like, I just want to flex like that. Like, I want to have that degree of money that it's like
He
bitch,
doesn't even have a house,
gonna
so he's
afford
living
me.
at Mar-a-Lago now for $2,000 a night.
He's like
That's
the,
why
the, the adopted child.
Yeah, he doesn't
I
have
love
a
it,
house,
Uncle
but the thing
Elon.
is, he says like he doesn't own a house. He's like he like rents out like
Or he
apartments,
sleeps at
whatever.
night.
You gotta love that motherfucker.
Like in
He
a
doesn't
cop.
give a
He-
fuck. He
he
moved
offered-
into Mar-a-Lago.
He's just so autistic.
How
I
He's
love
on
it.
the
fucking-
spectrum. Yeah,
Oh my God, you
100%,
love it.
yeah.
How much of a fucking dick drag is it to tell Wikipedia that if they change their name to Dickipedia, he will give them $1 billion?
He said that? He said that?
So
I don't remember that.
If he goes, if you change it for a year, I'll give you $1 billion.
And they're asking for $2
Wikipedia.
donations. I want to do that to my enemies.
What a fucking
I want to
boss,
flex on my
bro.
enemies like
What a
that, bro.
fucking
Damn,
boss.
bro. Corbin better pray I ain't get a little money, bro. It's over for him.
You better pray.
Oh,
You better
God, bro.
pray.
Oh my God! The first thing I do is get billboards up and down the fucking palmetto. Step one, billboards in
For
the
like a
palmetto.
year. Like
Oh
brands
my
are trying to
God.
buy
Oh my
them.
God.
And
Then
you're
I'd
like,
slap
"Nah."
his face on
Being
every
a
tourist
bitch.
bus. Every tourist bus that does the tours around Little Havana, I'd slap his face on all of those.
Vindication.
Oh,
Absolutely.
my dreams. Okay, what do we have for October? That was November. What do we have for October?
Yeah, that's true.
Let me see. The cats and the dogs when
They're
the
eating
Haitians,
the dogs. They're eating
the Haitians. Okay. So
And the
let's talk
TikTok
about
dance.
this, right? Because I went on
What was it?
MSNBC and they asked
Huh?
me about
What's
this,
TikTok?
and they ended
They
up cutting like
Oh, that's-
95% of my interview because we're from
Oh,
Miami.
that's right. So Bella,
We know
yeah.
what was actually happening to the cats and the dogs. We know
We
that
do.
it wasn't part of the dietary pyramid.
Yeah.
We know that
We
wasn't
know.
what's going on because we live in Miami, and in Miami,
We know things.
you
We know things there.
need
We
to
know
be
things.
very aware at all
We know
times because
things.
you could be walking down the street and the next thing you know, is it
There's
just
a
a
chicken.
coconut? Is it just a coconut?
We're very connected to the Caribbean.
Is it just a coconut?
Or is it an
I don't know.
offer?
Or is it an offer?
Or
Why,
is it an
why are
offering?
those black beans on the floor? I'm not entirely sure.
Watermelons,
Watermelons,
half-cut watermelons, flowers.
Why is there cracked
surrounding
ice
it?
in that intersection of stop signs? Like, no me to
Why? Because in Miami, there are a lot of people that practice Santeria. And as a result, we know that people sacrifice animals. But what was the population? Hold on, because I know it's some crazy number. I don't want to.
For what?
Springfield, Ohio population
I mean,
You
we're
guys
the
see how
mecca of
water-
it.
58,000.
No?
The first sacrificial law was because of a case here in Miami.
Was it
Yeah.
really?
100%.
What happened?
But Ohio metropolitan. Blah, 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 blah.
The first sacrificial law.
I know. I posted about it. Was here because of Hialeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The first, where they
In the 80s,
in the
90s.
That's so
City of
on brand for
Hialeah.
Hialeah. That is so
Yes.
on brand for Hialeah.
Yeah. They
Right,
fought
I
for
mean-
their right to kill the animals because they said it was religious
of their
freedom,
religion.
and they won,
Yeah.
bro. They fucking won. So
That's what the
imagine.
Haitians
Because
want.
it
Yeah.
falls under religious freedom. You know?
Exactly.
Fucking made brujería legal. dog.
100%.
They
That's
did.
literally what they
Make
did.
trabajo.
Yeah, but the Jews have done the same thing.
Yeah.
In New
How?
York. Well, they had their little circumcision ritual. What is that? Oh,
Water.
water. Thank you.
Can I
And
have some of that too if you don't mind? Thank you.
he doesn't hear. I don't think he can move. So they have their little circumcision ritual, which the rabbi it cuts it and the rabbi sucks the blood off or whatever.
A lot of people don't know about this.
We're on YouTube.
Wait.
Hold on.
So we're gonna have to save that conversation
Hold
for the Rumble days. But
Anyways,
point of the matter is, was he
is-
okay? So for our Caucasian brothers and sisters that watch Mostly Peaceful Latinas, were they lying when they said that the Haitians were eating the cats and the dogs?
Well, not physically eating, but yes, they were.
Them motherfuckers eat
definitely-
cats.
yes,
They-
snatchers.
Voodoo is
They
different.
cats.
Voodoo
They-
is different than Santeria, and they do
They
drink
cats.
blood and they do all that stuff. Like they eat their offerings.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
I learned that actually 2 days ago. I was hanging out with some normie friends that were.
I
explaining it
don't
to me.
think that the eating like cats thing, I don't think people eating cats is a fucking big deal.
What?
Well, again, you know what? When you're
I don't
Cuban, you
think
grow up with the
so.
stories that in Cuba, when people started going hungry, they started eating the house pets, including cats and dogs.
Listen, growing up on 8th Street behind Nick's fucking auto joint,
Yeah.
the one of the kids that worked for him would kill with a slingshot, would kill a paloma and cook him right there in the back.
Damn.
Damn, that's
La
crazy.
Paloma.
I swear to God, bro. To me,
Bro,
that's
you
not a
should have
fucking
seen
big
your
deal.
face right now when I'm talking to you, and I said,
Lit up, lit up, bro.
He did the exorcist and everything. He was about to go the fuck off.
Bro, when
I'm not
they-
a fan, dog.
Of what?
Bro,
Let's not.
Yeah.
Oh, bueno, hay que.
October.
No, caballero.
September.
October. Let's move on to
They'll be
September.
orthodox ones. I'll go on record saying that. I'm
The-
not a fucking fan. I'm not a fan. The domesticated ones here that pretend like they are,
yes.
I could live with.
Yeah.
In September, Lauren Chen.
Oh, in September.
Simple.
Not a lot of people know this, but and you know this, but you
Yeah,
probably don't
that's a
know
good
this.
one.
But in September, through federal indictments, we find out that Russia has been funneling money to conservative influencers through this media company that they created, and it's millions of dollars.
Oh, holla back. Putin? What's up?
Let me tell you something. We were
Which
mad
is-
it wasn't us.
No, I know.
We're
I was
they
like,
didn't-
damn it.
The Russians didn't call us up.
Damn it.
Son?
And we find out that basically there's this girl, Lauren Chen. She's a Canadian streamer, whatever. She's been hired by Turning Point USA, really pretty Asian girl. And she started this thing called Tenet Media, where she got all this conservative talent, Tim Pool, Benny Johnson, some other girl, Tyler Henson, her friend Lauren Southern, and then I forgot some people. And
Tim Pool, Dave Rubin.
and long story short is that it was financed by Russians. Okay. And as you know, especially because of the war, we have all these sanctions. These people used to work for RT Media. So there's a lot of why
Is
the
it illegal?
government. Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're sanctioned. They're a sanctioned country. And they also work for the media's control there. So they already assume that it comes from
if it comes from Russia,
it's Russian propaganda because everything is controlled. And the conservatives got, this most people pretended or said they had no idea where this came from, including Benny Johnson, who was getting $400,000 a
And
month.
Tim
bro.
Pool's in there too, right?
$400,000.
Yeah, Tim
a
Pool
month,
was in
bro.
there,
Yeah.
which is
Tim Pool was
interesting
in
to
there.
me because and now he's looking to sell to the Daily Wire. And one of my first questions when this news broke was, I wonder what percentage of his overall revenue
Does
Came
he-
from
comes
there?
from that deal.
From Tenet.
It clearly wasn't a lot of work that he was doing because it was one episode a week or whatnot. But I
Yeah.
still want to know how much of his overall
400,000,
earnings
100,000
came
Are you
from
prosecuting
that.
a
them?
week.
No, because
Lauren
they
Shen,
were.
they are.
Are they already? I didn't know if that was.
I don't know if
In
'Cause they're-
Canada?
here
Here.
because they were doing everything here.
Out of
They're
Tennessee.
American citizens too, out of Tennessee. So basically, like the Democrats were able to say, "You see, we told you that there is Russian influence in conservative politics." Was like one of the biggest thing. Some conservatives were like, "Oh, you know, this is just like the Biden DOJ." I'm like, guys, read the fucking indictment. They have so much. These people, you know, when let's say that I come to you and I say, "Hey, Marcus, I want to pay you $2,000 or $20,000 a week." I mean, you'll take it, but like you're gonna be like, "What do you mean? Like, do you really? You know what I mean? Like, if I offer you $80,000 a month,
You might not ask where it's coming from, but you may have some questions like, "Yeah, where did you get it?" I don't know. I'm not gonna ask any questions.
If
Don't
I
ask,
tell
don't tell.
you, listen, Marcus, I want you to make, you know, a pro, whatever it is, like, or we're gonna have a live stream every Friday on Instagram. I'm gonna pay you 20,000.
Who was paying her directly?
So
It was
they
actually
made
the
up
craziest story. They made up some like
they made up-
Russian billionaire.
They made up an entire like CV, like a resume from a guy named like Gregorian something.
It was fake, not a real.
And
It
the
was
guy
fake.
was
It
like,
was a
picture
fake.
of the guy riding private jets and shit like that.
Yeah, the
and
guy's
whole
like on a
thing was,
private
like,
jet.
The whole thing was fake to give them. So that's why
Yeah,
they're
that's
not
why
getting prosecuted, because they've got, what do you call it when you've got the like when you don't know. Anyways, since they didn't know what they were, Lauren Chen had brought them in, and they were just creating content, and that's why they're not in any like serious.
Were
legal
there
trouble.
requirements of what they were supposed to speak, or the type of like?
Some of the stuff they got caught. So they had a where is it that they do play video games? They communicate.
Twitch.
What is it? Twitch.
No,
they had
yeah.
a Twitch. They had one of these things.
Discord channel.
They had a Discord channel, and in the Discord channel, because the feds then like took everything, like all communications, and in the Discord channels, there were a few times when the Russians would say, tell influencer one. They had them categorized by like 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell influencer one,
code and everything.
like that, to probably post about this video that like, and it shows like Tucker Carlson like talking super good about Russia when he goes to the Russian supermarket, like that thing that went viral. So there were some instances where you could say they were telling them like what to say. Like there was one that was like almost telling the influencer, which we think was Tim Pool at the time, or Benny Johnson, depending, like both of them could be interchangeable because they don't name them, but based
Influencer
on
one, two,
right, like
three.
based on what they film and what they do, you know, like, okay, they have that show, that has to be Benny, right? Telling one of them like to ask him if they can push more, almost like telling them like push more anti-Ukraine propaganda. Not propaganda, but like push more of this, like convince your following that like it was actually the Ukrainians who bombed. Whatever.
The whole thing was to just prop up Russia in a better light.
Allegedly. But me, because I put on my little tinfoil hat, to me, I almost feel like they wanted to get them in the honeypot, like give them the money just long enough to get them involved in the business, so that right before, again, look at the timing, September, right before elections, to be able to drive the narrative. You see, MAGA is an extension of Russian propaganda. This is like the very people that create the PSYOP, pay them in the whole nine, wait until the right time to then detonate the sleeper of sorts.
Like a PSYOP for the PSYOP.
It's a PSYOP for the PSYOP.
Where
now they think like, oh, okay, well, you think that it's to push the Russian message, but it's like, yeah, they do want you to push the Russian message in order to then be able to point at all of MAGA. Because then what happened? Everybody went online and then they were looking at all the influencers and be like, well, I don't trust any of you. Now I don't know if any of all of you are getting Russian money.
5D chess.
Correct. But they be doing that, bro. You know, the PR companies absolutely work like that in the think tanks.
That's the work they do.
That's absolutely how it is that they work. That's absolutely how it is that it works. And it was a huge moment. It was a huge moment because
it was a huge moment of actually for Mostly Peaceful, particularly me, because I had beef with Lauren Shen a bunch of times. So I never liked.
You took her down, bro.
I never liked the girl. I was beefing with the Asian chick all the time.
Why does this girl every time she talks about me, she brings up that I'm Asian?
And I go, because you're a fucking Russian spy.
You drink bad soup and you're Canadian.
I'm like,
I'm not gonna listen.
Yeah, I was you. I'm like, well, why are you even talking? You drink bad soup. You're Canadian, and you're fucking half Chinese. I'm so sorry, but like, no, why should I listen to you? You don't even go here. And I told her one time, I said she's a Chinese spy, and look what happens.
Yeah.
And you know what else I said? I said, Lauren Shen was chosen by conservative media because the white men have a fetish for these Asians. And so she's the perfect honeypot. Everybody hated me,
That's a
of
very
course.
good point.
Everybody hated me,
That's a
of
very
course,
good
per
point.
usual.
Yeah.
And look now. Look who the fuck is indicted now.
You know, like they get really
The
mad at Linda,
retards.
but then she has the prophetic tweet where she literally says, "You're probably a spy."
Bro, I said that. I was like,
you eat bat soup and you're probably a spy. Damn.
She hit it with
Yeah,
the you eat bad
Where's,
soup.
where's the bad soup from?
Bro,
Bro,
Asian?
Because
Yeah,
she's
bro.
Chinese.
The Chinese virus.
What do you mean?
The
You
Wuhan
eat
soup.
bat- Okay, but
The
in
Wuhan
fairness, she
special.
does have a YouTube video where she talks
Yeah.
about eating bat soup.
Shut the
So
fuck up.
no, she does. She does. So
Yeah,
Linda's
she
like,
does.
"Shut up! You eat bat soup."
It was like
She did. She did in fact eat bat
Oh,
soup.
that was a
though.
layup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does- you know.
So, anyways, I took down Lauren Shen.
Long story
Thanks,
short.
DOJ.
It's the same way she started December early. Didn't you start December
I
around the
did
same time?
around September. Yes.
Man,
It's
we're going down the list of psyops. Okay,
Oh.
what we're gonna talk about?
about the assassination.
August.
Was it
August.
September?
August.
No, but they don't.
They
What was
don't
August?
really know. August were the Groiper Wars.
No, they don't really know about the Groiper Wars. Only our followers will know about the Groiper
Well,
Wars.
the Groiper Wars were around Nick Fuentes declared war on Donald Trump.
Do you know who Nick Fuentes is? Do you
He
know?
sounds
Well, you know who
familiar.
Nick Fuentes is?
Mexican white
Yes.
supremacist.
Mm-mm.
No.
No,
What's he famous for?
being
Being
a
a Mexican white
being a
supremacist.
Mexican white supremacist.
No.
So yeah.
All right. Got it.
Well, you know, it's funny because you actually probably look more European than him.
Yeah.
No, he absolutely does.
Yeah,
of
he
course,
does.
this is the.
Esto es sangre de español, brother.
That's
So,
the-
yeah.
Look at that 8'10".
Look at those 8'10" eyes. Look at those 8'10" eyes and that rosy pink complexion undertone.
And he is a white Mexican?
He's like
He's
almost
like,
like,
yeah,
I mean, he was
we
his,
just joke
like,
around.
generations. His,
Yeah.
parents, his grandparents were Mexican, but
Yeah.
he's like a really young kid, and he's got like a cult following of sorts of other young kids that their entire personality is hating Israel and being incels, like not.
He
being
claims
celibate.
he's a virgin. He's 26. But also he wants to save the white race. So we're saying, bro, by 26 you could have had at least 5 kids.
But
if
also
you're really
relevant.
serious about
Relevant
it.
in
Yeah.
August that we can also talk about where the midterm elections here in Miami-Dade,
Oh, yeah.
because we haven't actually focused on that, which is that we
Yeah.
flipped Miami-Dade historically red for the first time since 1988.
With no help from the Miami-Dade Republicans.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so much for bringing that up.
mentioning
Wow,
that
that's
the
so-
Miami, that the
that's so
REC
nice.
Wow,
did
so nice of you.
nothing, and that Kevin
nice of
Cooper
you.
is a useless
Kevin Cooper's a useless scumbag.
scumbag.
Closeted homosexual,
that,
allegedly.
will be
For
exposed. And you know what,
legal
Kevin, we've
purposes.
decided that we're gonna let you keep the REC because we want it to burn under your leadership. So
There's
good
a-
luck with that. Good luck
Yeah.
with that. But yeah, Miami-Dade flipped historically red for the first time. We have the conservative school board majority, a Republican sheriff, Republican tax appraiser, Republican property appraiser, Republican
election
clerk of
supervisor,
courts, Republican
supervisor of elections.
Jesus.
The clerk
Isn't
of
that crazy?
courts.
That's really different politics
Except
coming
the
out of
mayor.
Miami-Dade.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Oh, well, funny that you'd mention Kevin Cooper once again.
Daniela?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you win the whole?
How does
city?
every other Republican win every seat in Miami-Dade except the mayor, who doesn't just win, obliterates the
60,
competition?
like 5%
68, yeah,
or something,
65,
68,
68%
yeah.
What do you think?
of the vote.
What do you
No,
think?
why do you think? We know why.
We're asking you.
She's funded?
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean
for
everyone's
sure,
fucking
yeah.
funded.
I mean,
They
because of her religion?
Yes, the religion of the rhino, which is that the Republican Party of Miami-Dade let her win by making deals to ensure that they weren't going to be supporting anybody that would have a serious campaign to win against her. So if they didn't nominate anybody against her, then basically she would get out of their way for some other election.
We basically got fucked by Republicans. So
Yeah.
they cut like this door, like closed door deals for Miami-Dade, and they say, if we let you keep Daniela, if like you want to stay for the next 4 years, we're not gonna run a candidate. We're gonna wait until your term is over, because they also have a lot of like donors too, right? Which
Right.
vote for both parties. We'll let you keep that, and then we will run somebody in 4 years, which is allegedly either, well, I don't think Kevin Cabrera anymore. We'll see. So I don't know if you know.
Maybe votes Manny Sid on the GOP side.
Manny Sid got the most, but it was split with Otaola.
Yeah.
Otaola was the second.
Que no hablan en inglés.
Yeah, but that's but imagine our population.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, but it was such a little.
It wasn't.
Compared
it
to
wasn't,
Daniela Manny won
had a
60
significant lead.
Sure.
Manny had a significant lead over him, but imagine if she took 60-something% of the vote, how much was left over for everybody
not a
else
lot.
to get?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There wasn't a lot for anybody, but we did it. We did it. It was us and our people. It wasn't the party that did it. It was activist groups that 100%. We work with and other people that flipped Miami-Dade red, you know, and like spreading that message. That was probably the most important.
Miami, you're Republicans also.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, the MYR is absolutely in Christian Family Coalition, Election Integrity Brigade. Like there was definitely a couple of groups, but it's like everybody except the Miami-Dade GOP, unfortunately. But we did that. That was a huge win for us.
That shit was great.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna get to see how it is that the county now operates with a majority like the one that we have right now.
What do you guys think about the Diddy stuff?
What is it? 700 bottles of baby oil, whatever the fuck it was that they found.
I think that's gonna unfold.
You actually think that? Did you make a skit about it?
Yeah.
You did?
He's next on the chopping list. I don't think so.
I don't know, bro. If the NFL stood behind him, I don't think that there's anything to worry about.
Who stood behind him?
What do you mean?
He's part of a committee for the NFL, the Super Bowl committee.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Really?
He chooses like who the talent is for the halftime shows. And the NFL came out and said that they stick by him, and so I mean,
there's still time for other things to come up, but I don't think that what's come out about him is legitimate right now. But I do think that Diddy's going to speak, and I do think that there's going to be people that he's going to throw under the bus to try.
That's what I'm saying.
What's the next step? Is there a trial?
Well, you don't remember the video that he put out right after the first arrest when they raided all of his houses that
back
he
in March,
put
I think,
with all of the list of like names, like just calling out like random names, like
he did. I didn't see that.
Yeah, he put out a video, and it was almost like a veiled threat of sorts, like naming names, and it was just like this long list of names that is like, damn. And then you already heard some of the stories, so you're like, damn, that list is lining up with some of the stories that I've heard. And now apparently they filed, so one of the lawsuits they filed to have like some kind of extension or whatnot, and some of the words that they had blocked out so that you're unable to identify a person, they left J-Lo's name in one of them, and it's in one of the claim that's being made in this lawsuit is that basically the girl was raped while J-Lo watched. And that's in the documents. And they had fought like hell to cover up her name, and then in the last fighting that they did that messed up, and in one of they didn't redact her name in one of them. So now we know that person is J-Lo.
Oh wait, we know that person J-Lo?
Now we know that the person is J-Lo.
But J-Lo
like recently.
She's trash though, bro. Yeah. Listen, she was next to him.
She's always been
trash. Gen Z canceled her like big time.
Yeah.
They canceled her. Gen Z. They hated her on TikTok, bro. They like destroyed her. Like she had to cancel her tour.
Well, after this one girl died too, that was a big deal.
Yeah, the TikTok girl.
There was this one TikToker that she used to do like all like la farandula stuff.
Oh, the TikToker.
And she used to read the blind items.
The blonde girl.
And the weeks leading up to her dying, it was like Michelle Roth or something. I don't know if you guys have her name.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
She had basically
Jenna
been
Marie
covering
Roth,
something like that.
The blonde
and it was with the really tanned one.
She would go, do you want more?
I'll give you more. Yeah. Right. And the weeks leading up to everything that had happened, she had been covering J-Lo and how the movie sucked and all of these projects and how her concerts were getting canceled. And then they were basically reporting her content. And she was posting clips of the movie, and then she was getting hit with copyright with the copyright notices, which you could only put them if they came, and they deleted her account. And then she came back and she said, if I die, it's because of this crazy woman. It's because like you have everything. Like, what do you care about my little account talking about you? And sure enough, 4 days later, she was gone.
And what did she die for?
We don't know. Nobody knows what she died from.
She had some sort of like illness. And
she had either lupus or something like that. Then she had also been taking like some like vitamins to help her go to sleep, but she was taking a lot more than what she was supposed to, and she had shared that. So nobody really knows.
So she died.
But yeah, but
like
the
that?
thing is that the timing was so that right when she says like, if I die, it's J-Lo's fault. And then like 3 days later, she died, and Gen Z was like, "Oh no!"
Kind of like all those alleged, mysterious deaths that happen around Diddy. That everybody catches pneumonia.
Yo,
and dies.
I went down the wormhole with that shit. And
yes, pneumonia shit.
Which one?
And just started watching fucking all the people that were basically discussing like stories that they
actual
saw,
people
witnessed.
like Damon Dash and 50 Cent and all of these people that had actual proximity to him that have been saying this shit for a long time years. That he's weird as fuck.
Buddy's killed.
Yeah, of course. He blew up.
Buddy killed
Kid Cudi's.
He killed Biggie and he killed Pop.
Yeah. He blew up Kid Cudi's car.
I think that him
yes.
he blew up
Kid Cudi's car.
He blew up
because he was hanging with
Cassie.
He blew up
Kid Cudi, and Kid Cudi has been fucked up for like a lot of years, like suicidal, depressed.
Well, no, they ruined his career after that. His career died after that.
He tanked,
yeah.
But so what I was referring to was, and then his ex-wife, he killed her with the pneumonia shit.
Oh, for sure, he killed her.
Yeah.
People say she was poisoned.
People wouldn't.
But he bought like the LAPD and everybody else, and they never investigated, so they said it was pneumonia.
More than 3 or 4 people around him have died from
pneumonia. It was crazy.
Pneumonia.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It could be like that's what they classified as.
So the baby oil, I swear,
it's true.
They were laced with GHB or whatever the fuck.
Right.
And GHB, pneumonia is a fucking a symptom of GHB.
Really? Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
What was laced?
The baby oil.
The baby
Remember
oil?
How they took
that's what
all
they
of
said?
That baby oil?
Yeah.
The speculation is that it was
all
all laced with drugs. That's why they confiscated it like they did.
No way.
Because it wasn't just baby oil.
That dude is another level of a fucking demon.
Well, because it's not.
That's what Kanye said. Everybody.
He works. I promise
Kanye
you. I genuinely feel like he works for a government. He works for the government.
That's what Kanye said.
Kanye said he was a Fed.
That's what Kanye said. He said he was a Fed.
In the text message, he was like,
he said he was a Fed.
I know people in California. I know people in California that are in the really hospitality industry, and they've been telling me for years already that Diddy has been banned from a lot of hotels because of the disgusting things that he does in rooms. That like the cleaners go in the next day and there's like blood and poop on the walls of like la cochinadas that they do inside of their things. And this is something she's been saying for years, that there's a bunch of hotels in LA that have him banned, that they don't let him stay there because the amount of damages that he racks up whenever he comes in con la suciedad.
Sounds like what is the guy that almost became our governor? Andrew Gillum, when they found him.
Another one that they found
with fucking diarrhea and drugs, and another one
covered in poop.
And that is not the only person who's a closeted homosexual.
Did he die? No, right?
No, he's alive, bro. Gillum's alive.
Did who die? Gillum? No. No.
There was a redeemable People magazine article about him and his wife and how they overcame the gayness and the whole thing.
They prayed the gay away.
Yeah, they prayed the gay away. Yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah. No, I remember when Candace Owens first exposed it because she like tweeted about it. She's like, I just got like sources coming out of Miami that Andrew Gillum overdosed and was with a gay escort. And everyone's like, Candace, you're such a fucking bitch. Candace is this. And she's like, no, I swear to God. And like pictures were out. Thank you. Everything was out. Yeah. She was the first person to tweet about it.
I feel like that's definitely gonna, because I do think that there's some government tie there. I think that he was doing a similar situation like
but let me ask you something. So what I want to know is, and there are plenty of people that say he works
gay for pay.
Fed. What was he providing for the Fed?
Honeypot.
Well, that okay. So
blackmail.
Another Epstein.
Blackmail.
Yeah,
right.
another Epstein.
You set up the situation, and you get the blackmail, and then I mean, this isn't a new concept. Like this has been going on for years and years and years and years and years and years, and has been an aspect of war that has gone on for a very long time, which is political leverage through blackmail. So yeah, absolutely. You get Diddy, he gets you into your bud, you're cool, you're new, let's go, I got you, my party, and then before you know it, you get a video. You get a little laptop slid across the table with like, remember what you were doing last night? What are you into?
Hey,
what are you like?
What are you up to nowadays?
I've got this in this room, this in this other room. Don't worry, nobody will ever know a thing.
But tell me you heard about motherfucking the father from Family Matters.
What? The father from Family Matters.
You know, Family
Winslow?
Carl Winslow.
Stop it now. Don't mess up my childhood.
One of the accounts was, and this is from a bodyguard, an ex-bodyguard. He goes, oh, not my bodyguard. He was just at one of the parties. He goes, I'm walking through there and I hear this. It's almost like this squealing, like ah. I walk in one of the rooms, and Diddy's fucking Carl Winslow.
Oh shit! Yes, bro.
No,
There's one about Will Smith too.
Will
the
Smith,
same story.
Will Smith, the stories about him and Will Smith have been going on for a long time. And then there was another one who has a video that he put out Jada. That he says it's him. And what's the one that dated Nicki Minaj?
Meek Mill.
And with Meek Mill.
Meek Mill, I've heard.
The thing is that they've been saying for ages that people are getting turned down in hip hop.
Bro, I remember
Eric Murillo and him had a thing too, I'm sure.
I believe it.
They used to hang out and do ecstasy.
Will Smith said he died.
They were like this,
a show or something, a live show that he addressed the Diddy thing.
And what did he say? He tried to be funny about it?
Yeah, well, he said it as a joke. He goes, I'm telling you right now, I ain't got nothing to do with that Diddy shit. That's what Will Smith said.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that shit, bro. I believe
I
that
Will's
Will's been taking it up for a while.
If you're in Hollywood, bro, if you're in Hollywood, the chances are there's more chances that you're gay.
There's more chances that you're gay than you're not.
100 fucking
bro, in
2014.
You've had dick in or on your mouth.
especially him, that he was like almost like a young star. He got fucked.
Yeah.
2014, I went to LA and we took an Uber. It was me and 3 of my boys, and we took an Uber like from some bar that we're at back to the Airbnb. It was West Hollywood. And our Uber driver was a black lady, and she starts asking us, "Oh, where you guys from?" We're like, "Miami, blah blah blah." And then somehow we start talking about like, celebrities in Hollywood and rappers and Drake. And she's like, "Drake is gay as fuck, and all those fucking rappers take it up the ass." I don't know about it. 2014. I was like, I thought about Taloga, like conspiracy theories, like up the fucking Jay-Z too. Jay-Z's a pimp, and he like pimps out all these gay rappers. Blah, blah, blah. Lo and behold, 10 years later.
I'm gonna be real. That was kind of like my first rabbit hole with like the hip hop industry.
It's crazy. And
like with those rumors about like people getting turned out, I had already been like following that stuff for a really long time, and like following the blind items. And then that got me into like the Illuminati stuff. And then you start looking into it, and you're like, damn, bro, like these niggas really be doing like very unnecessary devil. I mean, I guess you call it devil worshipping for not having, but it's like, what's the obsession? Like, I've got my entire life without ever joking about like being demonic or anything like that. So it's like, how is it consistent in the industry that like all of you think that it's cute to have like a moment where you're depicted as the devil or like something? I don't know. It just seems like too.
No, it's by design.
I had my red pill baby account, I had a guy write to me one time, and his job was the original red pill. And his job was that he used to do sets, like movie sets. And he had written to me, and he's like, a lot of the times, like when people notice things in the background of movies, like, oh, there's like a Moloch or like devil horns or a 666, whatever it is, when you notice things like that, he's like, there was very often when I would have a set complete, and then they'd bring in like a piece last minute that they'd want. We want this pyramid there. We want this representation of the Moloch there. Like they have the set complete, and somebody would bring it into the set so that it would be visible within the scene. Yeah, it's very subtle, but nonetheless very very real, I feel.
I agree.
Nonetheless, very real. I guess we're gonna see as the Diddy thing is definitely gonna develop, but I think he's gonna squeal. I don't think that he's gonna stay without saying anything.
I think so too.
Sure.
And I can't imagine that they kill him. I can't imagine that they kill him again because it's so high profile. I feel like
there's so many powerful people involved. You don't think something would be some sort
No, I think something. I think that they're gonna pick names out of a hat. Whoever it is that they feel like they can spare, and they're gonna take down a couple of people with Diddy, and they're gonna protect the ones, and then they'll protect the ones that they have to protect. Like you guys want, you want scalps. Here's 5 scalps and not the 300.
Yeah,
is what I think will.
That's a good point.
It's where I think that it inevitably goes. All right, what other topics did we have? What other?
They go
100%. Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
We should probably try to wrap it up after.
And then we'll take some questions.
And then go to I think we can go to January.
All right, do we start about how we started out the year?
You have to play the video. Where's the video?
Let me send it to.
Where's the video? You can play it from there.
Can I? Yeah, no. Wait.
You can play the video.
Wait, guys. Wait. So all right, guess in the chat, guys. Guess in the chat. How did we start the year? What was the headline that really got us started off in the year that we were like, what in the actual hell is 2024 going to be? Put it in the chat.
What is a preview? What was
Put it
the
in the
preview?
chat if
What
you
was the
remember.
craziest moment of 2020? Like the beginning of 2024, when you were like, "There's just no way." I mean,
Federico sack in the West Wing.
that was also
happened this year?
iconic.
That
Yeah.
happened this year?
charges in Crown.
That was
I
January
don't know if it was January.
I think it was
specific.
early this year. Yeah.
with the Diddy situation.
The Uber lady done seen some shit. Talk about Ron DeSantis dropping out. I'm so glad that you brought that up because I told Linda and I'm like, we got to talk about Ron DeSantis. She's like, nobody cares. I'm like, guy, our entire personality is Ron DeSantis. Like, our entire personality was taking
I
down
don't
Ron
hate the governor.
DeSantis all summer. Yes. Well, what is there to say? I'm gonna be honest with you. The Ron DeSantis people on the internet are by far the single most
worst.
annoying people I've ever
Unhinged
encountered in
people.
my
They're
life.
still
I'd
like-
rather
yeah.
deal with 100 BLM trannies
Aztecs.
for Palestine than maybe not the Aztecs, but I'd rather deal with 100 trannies for Palestine than one DeSantis supporter. They're that bad.
Worse than the blue-haired lips.
They're no, like a million times worse than the blue-haired lip because they know better. Because they know better.
I haven't
better.
encountered many of them, bro.
Because you know, I think that because they're not real. There's no real DeSantis supporters. What we deal with are like the bots and the influencers that are paid to promote DeSantis. And then as part of their really ridiculous, shitty campaign, they go after Trump supporters. And because Linda and I are cult members, logically, we end up also being attacked. But no, we're going to talk about the biggest moment of January, which
They're
was
tunneling from the Chabad
when we had Jewish
Lubavitch
people
World
coming out of
Headquarters into an adjacent building. Chabad spokesperson.
Do you remember that?
It's
We're
a
going
called
through like, okay,
a
what was
group
the
of extremist
craziest moment? I was like, I
students.
remember
Says
starting the
tunnel
year
linking
when there was like
building
Jewish
with
people
a
coming
vacant
out of the
building
tunnel.
behind it. They also accused
We
the
are playing the
students of
video. We're
vandalism
playing the
right
video
now.
right
by breaking
now.
through a
We're
wall.
playing the video
Exact
right now.
motive for the
And the
tunnel,
reason
not
why this
clear.
was so,
Chabad
aside from just
spokesperson
the
says
fact that there's
headquarters
Jewish
has been
people coming out of
temporarily
tunnels,
closed
and
to
it's
allow
just
for
fucking
structural
insane.
safety
What tunnel is
review.
it? The New York.
The New York
you had to have
tunnels,
seen
the
this.
Hasidic
Barbara.
Memory- Show him the video.
So, they're like fucking gypsies.
Look at this, bro. Look at this. Put it again. You can't.
Yeah,
Play it again.
Play it again.
12 people face charges in Crown
But the
Heights.
craziest
and
thing
were
about this
inside-
story-
tunneling
That's
from the Chabad
inside of
Lubavitch
the you're gonna
World
see it play right
Headquarters
now.
into
but-
an adjacent building. Chabad spokesperson
So do you
blames
see
the
that's the
what
New
he
York City
calls a
police?
group
They're
of
trying to like look at the
extremist
fucking tunnel.
students.
They're going through
Says
the wall.
the
They're
tunnel
going through the wall.
linking the building
Look at
with
this
a
one.
vacant building behind it. They also
But that's
accused
not even-
students of
that's not even-
vandalizing the
that's not
synagogue
even
by
the
breaking
best
through a
one.
wall.
No, this one. This is the
Exact
one. This is
motive
the
for
one. This is the
tunnel
one. This is the
not
one
clear.
right here.
Yeah, that one.
Chabad
That one right there.
That
spokesperson
was the
says
best.
headquarters has been temporarily closed to allow for
They
structural
caught old buddy
safety
cop, but the best
review.
part of this story,
What the fuck are they
honestly.
doing down there?
Okay.
Oh,
thank
yeah,
you.
that's us.
That's
You're
exactly what I
anti-Semitic. What do you
Right.
mean?
Allegedly,
Are you a fucking anti-Semite?
Allegedly. Okay, so the public
Get the fuck
story.
out.
Are you an anti-Semite?
Fucking
No,
Careful.
you can't ask.
Billy
No,
Corbin
don't
watched
let
it when
Billy
it was
Corbin.
Billy Corbin.
Don't let Billy Corbin
in your career.
listen to me. The best part. So allegedly, what they claim is that they had built an underground tunnel
Yeah.
so that they can get to the synagogue during COVID. That's what they claimed. Now,
Yeah.
the best part of the story is
Yeah.
that there was some guy
On
who-
Twitter.
like who for
months
months
before,
months
yes.
had been saying that he was
Oh my
hearing
God,
Yiddish
yes.
coming
thought
from
he
the
was
wall.
going
I gotta look
crazy.
at
He's
No, people canceled him. Like, he was
his
canceled.
parents, his
His
girlfriend
yes,
broke up
yes,
with him.
yes.
His parents stopped
yes.
talking to him because they're like, this
Yes.
guy's like anti-Semitic. He's losing his fucking mind because he was saying that he was
Yeah.
hearing Yiddish coming from the walls.
Yes,
And
yes,
sure
yes.
enough, fam,
Yeah.
sure enough was Yiddish coming from the
Yeah.
walls.
Yeah,
Sure
absolutely.
enough, there was coming Yiddish
You
from the walls.
imagine the guy's like, bro, you're not gonna believe this, but I think I'm going
Yeah.
crazy.
I think I'm going crazy.
No, that's what
I'm
he
hearing
said.
Yiddish from under my floor.
I thought I had to say
right
it.
now.
They're just hiding under the floorboard, and it's like, I think they are. I'm gonna be real with you.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on here right now, but I think they are. Oh,
Yeah.
the boy was.
Yeah,
bro,
yeah,
imagine
yeah,
the
yeah,
moment
yeah.
of
This all
validation.
happened.
Imagine the moment of
bro.
validation. The man had
He
been like
tweeted
that.
about it.
Yeah,
For
he tweeted
months.
about it.
Bro,
He
No,
he's
I'm
did.
saying when it happened, he
People
was like,
I'm trying to
I
look.
bought a lot of apologies
Yes.
right now.
Yes, because so many people had
I'm
tried
gonna
to
find
cancel
it right now.
him.
Watch.
You're gonna find the tweets of him
Yeah,
saying,
watch. I have it.
type in Yiddish.
I
Bro,
did.
this new iPhone
Bro, this
update.
whoever did this, Indian
Oh
or
my
not,
God.
is gonna have to go back.
Yeah, whoever
Whoever did this app,
H1B,
you're gonna
I'm
have
letting you know right now,
to go back.
H1B or not, bro, you're gonna have to
You're
go
gonna
back.
have
This
to go
new
back,
Apple
buddy.
update is
I don't know where the
trash.
fuck you're going back.
Photos
You're gonna have to
application,
go.
terrible.
That's what we're talking about.
Let me do
Awful.
a couple more of these. We got a couple.
Oh my God, this is so funny. Where the fuck is it? The
Feliz
Jewish
Navidad.
tunnels.
We got my friend Christina Pinkney that loves Marcos. That gives us a little sticker. Hi, Christy.
hell?
Emery says, went to piggyback off what David said. When I went to public
crazy.
school,
Yeah, that's hilarious.
the
That's crazy.
highest performing students were immigrants or children of immigrants. A majority went to some of the top schools in the country on scholarships. I went to school in Little Havana where everybody was an immigrant.
Yeah.
We had one white kid, and he wasn't really white. He was a Cuban guy named Marcos. Basically, that was it.
I sure fought a lot of the immigrants.
Yeah, you did fight a lot of the immigrants.
Oh, the Central Americans.
The Central Americans, bro. Those Aztecs, bro. The Aztecs hated.
Those
Nicoyas to the Poyas.
fucking man me up.
The Nicoyas to the Poyas, bro. They had it in for Marcos.
And the more hilarious part is that our school mascot was a chief.
Was the chief?
No.
That's true. It's true. Bro,
I didn't find that thing, but this is a funny tweet from that moment. It says, "Am I having a racist nightmare, or is Twitter full of videos of stereotypical Jewish men scurrying through tunnels?" Like, bro, this was a crazy moment on Twitter.
Oh my God, they called us anti-Semitic for retweeting the news that day.
The Rolling Stone said Twitter explodes with anti-Semitic misinformation after secret tunnels found under New York City synagogue. Like the headline alone is fucking insane.
That's how we started the year. We should have known the 2024
that was gonna be a shit show.
Is that even? Are you legally allowed to build tunnels?
Bro,
No,
of course
absolutely
not. You think that
They
Jewish people
arrested, like,
care?
3
They do whatever they
people.
want.
People were saying like they're gonna cause a fucking what's that shit? with the-
Collapse.
Yeah,
A sinkhole.
because of that shit. Yeah, 100%. You can't just be fucking tunneling here and there like that logo.
Yeah.
That's how we started the year.
Damn, I can't believe I didn't find the Jewish post, but
So guys, drop some questions in the chat before we get wrapping things up. What did we forget? What 2024 activities?
What 2020 moments
have
did
we
we
forgotten
forgotten?
to mention in today's show?
We also officially killed. I feel like the Red Pill Bros are pretty much done.
I feel like the Red Pill Bros are over.
Yeah.
Contained.
They're contained.
Yeah.
They're pretty contained.
Well, Pearl's got a man now, so
That's
Dominicano,
true.
also
right?
some yes.
Is
Good for
she
her.
back on?
She's not monetized, but she's on.
Eso es lo que hacía falta, que de un poquito de
Ahora está
bachata,
con un
bachateo.
dominicano.
Un plataneo.
Un
Ahora está con un plátano.
No, but who made it happen?
I'm not gonna say that Linda prophesized this. Listen,
Yet
I don't
again.
know what's happening.
Prophet
I don't know,
Linda,
I don't
yet
know
again.
if it's prophesizing.
Guys.
I don't know. I don't know if she's creating reality. All I'm saying is that almost a year ago, Linda told the Dominican guy, "You should just go date Pearl because she likes black guys."
Lo and behold,
And sure enough,
se está
Linda
comiendo
the
tremendo
Magic.
plátano ahora.
sure enough.
I
Linda.
single-handedly saved the internet, they say. That's what I'm being awarded as. As
That's
of last
what it
week.
was.
This week, people are mad at me again. But
Nevertheless,
nevertheless,
love.
this week will
Oh,
be
look,
another
we
week.
have an Indian fan. Love from India. I followed your journey and missed the live streams, and it's nice seeing you all. You see, we
Thank
stand
you.
when we're Indian brothers. We
That's
do.
what's up, bro.
That's what's
We
up,
do.
bro.
That shit
We
off
do.
the streets.
Yeah, we love it.
He's a comedian, though, my.
And he loves you too. He's like, love you, Linda.
Oh, awesome.
Love from India. Okay, Cat Williams told us this how this year would go.
Oh,
And
Cat
hey,
Williams
Cat
did say
Williams
that,
did say
yeah.
that. He says,
No, you know what? It's funny
when
that you
Diddy
mentioned
invites
him.
you to party, you gotta tell him no.
He said that? He said that,
He
right?
did.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
tell
yeah.
him no. When Diddy invites
Funny,
you
I
to
have
party,
it in my
you just gotta
January
let him know.
folder. I have it in my January folder.
That man was pivotal, bro.
Yeah.
Everything fucking started after that.
Yeah.
Cat
He was a-
Williams?
He was a catalyst, bro. Yeah.
I feel like he was to some degree, but really the catalyst. If you really want to
That
think
got the
about,
conversation going.
actually, if you really want to know what the catalyst to that was, it was Donald Trump. I'm going to tell you why. They changed the laws in New York
Mhm.
in order for what's her face, the one that accused Trump, that had the civil case against Trump
The
for
black lady?
groping her. No.
No.
Cool.
¿Cómo se llama? Jean Carroll. They changed the laws to change the statute of limitations so that Jean Carroll can file her lawsuit against Trump. And as a result of that, it opened up the window for Cassie to open up her lawsuit against Diddy, which is what brings the entire thing down. If they hadn't changed the laws for Donald Trump, Cassie would have never been able to go after Diddy.
Lo que sucede conviene.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That is
How
crazy.
that goes? Trump, he's not even in office yet, and he's already saving the world. What can I tell you? Already exposing pedophiles.
You know what I saw the other day that was a little bit shocking?
Someone said the McRib is back.
People are excited for that, actually.
I don't. It has like a cult following, but I've never understood
the fish one too. The fish people too. I saw tallow fries being advertised on my house. Right by my house.
Oh, Smash Bros.
That's what it is.
Called.
Yeah.
Tallow there, yeah.
Everything. Yeah, they like have it. Smash Bros.
Smash Bros. Or
it's actually
Smash Bros,
like very
right
close
here.
Yeah.
Tallow fried. The burgers made in tallow.
Oh, from Smash Bros. They do tallow fries. Really, I didn't know that.
Everything. There's no. They advertise like no seed oils type shit. It's getting traction.
Yeah.
The crazy shit that people have been talking about for like past 4 or 6 years is now finally.
Red Pill movement is dead. Number 8 is TikTok. All right, guys. You can change your photo settings back to the old way. This update sucks. We can change our photo settings back to the old way?
How? How?
Let us know.
Frank, hit me up, bro. Please.
No.
This is so bad.
This is like
I lost my
worst.
bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I gotta
tell her what you did
to make.
Tell her what you did.
To make the degree of vulnerability that I have with my enemies right now. For the first time in my entire life, I lost like 70,000 screenshots over the last 7 years.
Wait, what do you mean? You didn't download them from the cloud?
I downloaded most of it from the cloud, but everything wasn't on the cloud. I lost a lot of it. It's actually really sad.
Damn,
I lost a lot of leverage over my enemies. I'm gonna be honest with you.
But there's still plenty. There's still plenty of leverage. Don't get any ideas.
No, I have
no leverage on you.
I have folders. You don't have to worry about
Julio
you.
Ligoria. You should absolutely come back onto social media. I have no leverage on you whatsoever.
You should come back. Let me see. I don't have any. I wanted to see if I have more of the.
I joined a bit late. I just want to know, will you be streaming like every Thursday? And one question, are you hiring? You can be our HB1 hire.
Oh shit. Mostly Peaceful HB1 hire.
Mostly Peaceful HB1 hire. Okay, so we're live today. The reality is that the next couple of weeks are probably going to be a little chaotic for us. We will be at the inauguration. But we're thinking that we might be back in January at some point, but we're thinking that we will definitely back
here in the studio, in this new studio.
Thursdays, back to our regular scheduled time, effective the beginning of February. I think that's when it's going to be official. We're going to be back every single week. For the time being, you guys know you can find us on
X mostly, because on Instagram too.
We've been causing rockets on X.
X is funner.
Well, that was part of what we did in Celebrate. I was allowed back on social media this year.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
After begging, I was
Yeah.
succumbed to the ghettos of Truth Social and Telegram, fam, like the dark corners of the internet.
Yeah. That's where MAGA would be, by the way, if you didn't have Elon Musk. You'd be using Parler. And Truth Social.
100%.
And fucking crying on Telegram.
100%.
You ungrateful people.
Facts.
You crackheads gain a voice because of Elon Musk.
You crackheads gained a voice.
He gave the crackheads a voice.
That's why he flipped out.
Yeah, and rightfully so. And rightfully so. There are a bunch of fucking children throwing temper tantrums every single day on X. Oh, the Indians, the Mexicans are taking my job. Okay, the Indians are taking my job. Okay, like at some point, bro, come on, like what the fuck? You know, you can't have all these brown people that you cup subhuman with 70% IQ, like you say that we are, and then they're fucking taking over everything. Then who's the smarter? Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like in nature. So, I mean, come on, you know, you gotta rise up,
white people.
You gotta rise up.
I'm tying up white people. So, guys, I think that's going to be the end of our show, guys. Why don't you tell the audience where it is that they can find you? So they can
Instagram at Caballo 305. It's Caballo 305 on all platforms. I got TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
Bro, the TikTok about peacocks.
That's the funniest, bro. That shit took me out. The peacocks
took me
out,
bro.
No, that one took me out.
When you said picadillo or something, what did you say? Cocadillo. No, that was insane. That was the funniest. And Josue, where can we find?
You can catch me on every platform, including
Talking
YouTube, at What Josue Has to Say. I am bringing back my podcast. It's going to be a little different this time, a little more
about aliens and stuff.
Right, aliens, quantum theory, mysticism, deep state, ancient technology, all that crazy shit. So follow me at What Josue Has to Say. And on Twitter, it's at what Josue says. The tag was too long.
Damn, deep schizo things. I love
We'll
it.
put it on the bio
I love
for
it.
show.
Thank you for having us, ladies.
Thank you for coming.
A mostly peaceful holiday special.
Well, we're just so
It was
happy
mostly
to be
peaceful.
back.
It was mostly peaceful. I would say mostly
peaceful.
peaceful.
Linda didn't have any breakdowns, not even one. We've come a long way.
We're maturing. We're growing up.
Guys, we love you. Follow us on Twitter. We'll let you know when the next show is. And it was great hanging out with you.
Yes.
Thanks. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys. We'll see you
Happy
next
New
year.
Year.
Bye.